going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Living Free channel. My name is Tyler Freed, and today I am rolling through Alabama on I-22, headed down to Georgia. Got a load out of Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm about to be headed through Birmingham, Alabama, and headed down to Albany, Georgia. So, yeah, I got a load of packaging, and this load is going to the brewery down in Albany, Georgia. It is the Molson Coors Brewery, and so that is what I'm on my way to do. And I figured I'd make a video on this load talking about something that, you know, really I think about a lot. Really, I think a lot of people think about a lot. And I thought of this topic just because, you know, I was talking to a friend earlier about this exact thing, trying to, you know, talk to him about what I'm about to talk about in this video. But first, before I get into the topic and go deep into it, if you are new to the channel, I really appreciate you for clicking on my video, and I would really appreciate it if you would hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and watch this video all the way until the end. Maybe share this video with a friend, and definitely appreciate you watching my video. So let me get right into the topic of the video. Let me get right into what I have been thinking about. I do not want to waste your time. I want to be upfront and to the point. The point of the video is, you know, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Like, I'm 27 years old. When I was about 21, from the time I was 16 to about 21, you know, I was really slacking off. I did not take my education seriously. I did not take taking care of myself seriously. I did not take anything about my future seriously at all. You know, I pretty much just screwed around. Like, I was in sports and things like that, and I was actually really good at sports. But other than that, I really didn't have something that I was going to be doing in the future. I really didn't have a path that I was, you know, on that was going to really lead to something long term. And, you know, I'm not going to dive deep into the entire process in this video, but I am going to dive a little bit into that just to kind of make my point, which is, you know, I was smoking, I was drinking, I wasn't doing the right things, you know, I just wasn't, you know, I wasn't being, I wasn't somebody who you would really want to have your kids hang around, honestly, I wasn't, and I had to really change my mindset in life. I had to really change my mindset, I had to really change my habits, I had to really change who I was as a person, you know, what I believed about life, how I viewed life. And, you know, I was really a depressed person, honestly. I was somebody who really, you know, didn't want to live a lot of times, to be honest with you, you know, because I didn't really see myself as worth something. I always thought, man, you know, there's no future in my life, you know, there's nothing bright about my future, and I'm just being honest with you. Like, this is something I really don't talk about a lot, and don't worry, if you're watching this video, that is not who I am today. No, I am not that person, but I was at a very dark place in my life before, and, you know, I'll just call it what it is, I was a total loser. You know, I think I was a total loser, you know, maybe not, people wouldn't have told me that to my face or whatever, but I truly believe I was a loser. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to hang out with me. Like, the person I am today, I would not want to hang out with somebody like me, you know, back in that time, you know. So, but now, you know, I mean, what changed? What clicked for me? Well, number one, like, I got tired of being a loser. I got tired of being somebody who, you know, wasn't going anywhere. And I had to change my mindset. I had to change my thought process. So, you know, number one, I had to quit all the bad habits that I had. All the things that I was doing that was a huge waste of time, that was terrible for my health, my physical health, my mental health, my spiritual health. I had to quit doing those things. I had to start putting my energy and my focus into education, into, motivating myself to do positive things, like developing skills, like, developing my spiritual self. I am a Christian. If you're not a Christian, that's okay. You can watch my videos, but personally, I had to change my spirit. I had to start submitting to what I knew was right. I had to quit living selfishly, basically. I had to start thinking about a future. I had to start thinking about, hey, if I want a wife and kids and a family, I have to provide. I can't be this person that's drinking all the time, smoking all the time, uneducated, doesn't know how to go out there and provide for a family. So how can I provide for a family? And this is what I would always think is like, how can I provide for a family if I'm not even responsible for myself? If I can't even go a week without drinking alcohol, how can I provide for a family? How can I become successful? And what it is you have to have that motivation. Like, you have to want those positive things more than you want the negative things. And that's kind of the point I'm trying to make, is like, if you're somebody who feels like they're in a rut and they're really not going anywhere, it's not because you're not talented, because you don't have any gifts, or because you're not good enough. It's because you're putting your time and your energy and your effort into things that don't improve your situation long term. You're putting your time, energy, and effort into things that are harmful to your body, are harmful to your mind, are harmful to your spirit. And that is exactly what I was doing a few years ago. I was not improving anything in my life. I was just going through life, living life, working, having fun, on my time off, not improving anything with my situation. I wasn't improving anything. And long story short, and I had to figure out, like, hey, what do I want long term out of life? What do I want? Do I want to be successful? Do I want to have a wife? Do I want to have kids? Do I want my kids to love me? Or do I want my kids to hate me and resent me because I couldn't get my crap together? Right? And those were the things, those were the thoughts that I had in my mind, and this is when I'm like, 21 years old, right? Just like saying, hey man, you've got to quit screwing up. You've got to get your bleep together, right? And you got to stop wasting all this time with negative people who are doing these things that are dragging you down. You've got to start spending your time around people who can teach you something, who can challenge you, who can push you to do better. And so, and maybe I'll tell this story about who I went to meet in another video and who helped me change my mindset ultimately. But in this video, you have to come to that realization, like, that you have to do something, that you have to change. That's ultimately, that's step one. Like, you're not going to go from being a drug addict to not a drug addict if you don't admit to yourself that you have a problem. You have to admit that you have a problem, and you have to want more than ever, to reach that conclusion that you're trying to reach. Like, you have to want to be clean more than you want anything else in life. You have to want to do better. You have to, dedicate your entire, well-being towards doing better, whatever that thing is, right? Like, I have a brother who was extremely talented, somebody like a great athlete, straight A student, just ultimately like one of the most talented people I've ever met, and a lot more talented than me. And this is something that really motivates me. He is currently in prison right now, and I love my brother, and this is not to talk badly about him, but this is just to make a point. This is something that really motivates me. And the fact that he went from being somebody that I really looked up to as a kid, to to a drug addict, to somebody that's in and out of jail, in and out of prison, things like that. I learned what not to do from him. Like, I learned a lot of things of what to do from him, but I mainly learned what not to do. And I saw what drugs, what alcohol, what, not taking your future seriously brought to somebody's life. I saw that with my brother. So I don't know if it hurt me, like, deeply or not. And maybe it did. Maybe it just hurt me deeply, and it, kind of lit a fire under my butt to say, hey, dude, you don't need to be like this. Like, you need to work your butt off to educate yourself, to learn, to improve your life. You do not need to go down the same road that your brother went down, because it doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter what gifts you have. If you go down the wrong path, it can get anybody. And so I decided, when I was 21, right around 21, that, hey, I'm not going to go down that path. I'm going to go down the path of success. I'm going to start studying people that are really successful, and I'm going to learn from people who have gone from nothing to ultra successful. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend my time reading books. I'm going to spend my time taking courses, and I'm going to spend my time working, learning how to invest, learning how to, studying business, studying things that improve my situation. That's what I'm going to spend my time doing. And when I started doing that, my life started to change. I stopped smoking, I stopped drinking, I stopped messing around, and I started taking my life seriously. And it was just a decision. It was all these things that happened to me when I was younger. It was all these people that taught me what not to do, and a combination of that, and and also people that taught me what to do. There's a lot of people that I know that have taught me what to do, but when I was growing up, I learned a whole lot of what not to do, because I did not grow up in a family that was stable whatsoever. And look, I'm not talking bad about my family. I'm not talking bad about my brother. I'm just telling it like it is. And I'm just kind of telling you, the viewer, what motivates me, and maybe I can connect with you on that, because I know a lot of people go through a lot of hard things. I had a lot of great things growing up in my life, or great things that happened to me, great times, great memories. But I also had a lot of things that deeply, deeply affected me. And, I dwelled on those things for so long, right? I dwelled on the past. I dwelled on things that happened to people in my family, things that happened to me. And I had to quit doing that. I had to put my energy, my focus, my attention into improving my life. I had to do that. And ultimately, if you're somebody listening to this video that's thinking about, like, hey, I need to change, I need to do better, I need to go, I'm at rock bottom. Hey, I've been there, believe me. I've been at rock bottom. Trust me. And all you got to do is figure out what you want more. Do you want to just sit there and dwell on your situation? Your bad situation? Because there's a lot of people struggling right now. Do you want to just sit there and dwell on that bad situation? Or do you want to do something about it? Because there's people who have done something about it that have come from way worse situations than you, way worse situations than me. And that's another thing that helped me, is like, there's people that are dealing with way worse than I am. And so if they can do it, if they can come from nothing and become something, then I can do it. What's my excuse, right? And so, and another thing is, like, caring more about somebody else than yourself, being unselfish. Like, I care more about my future kid than myself. I care more about my wife than myself. I care more about God than myself. And ultimately, I think that's what's changed in me, is that I quit being selfish. I quit thinking about myself first, and I started thinking about the people that I love first. And ultimately, I think really that's, at the end of the day, that is the ultimate thing to change. that's pretty much it. I just want to talk about, something that has affected me for a really long time, is depression and things like that. But I got over that depression, and I got over it by having goals set for myself. I got over it by having a long-term plan for my life. That's how I got over it. I got over it by by not being selfish anymore. That's how I got over these things. I don't dwell on the past anymore. I don't hold grudges against people anymore, because if you do that, then you can't move forward. You can't think about the past and dwell on the past and expect to move forward. So if you're in a rut, quit thinking about all the things that have happened to you and start thinking about the things that are gonna happen to you in the future, because you're gonna start changing your habits. You're gonna start reading, educating yourself, only watching and consuming positive content. And hopefully you like this video. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Like the video and share the video. But that is what you've got to do. I started listening to people that have gone through a lot of the same things as me, and they became super successful. And I don't mean success by, just money. Money's not the only thing that defines success, in my opinion. Like, money's one thing, that you can have that, you could be successful with money, but, like, have a bad marriage, have a bad relationship with your kids, have bad health. Like, I want all that. I don't just want one thing, So, that's kind of the point I'm making is, like, if you want to change, it's really common sense, but at the same time, people don't do it, So yeah, it's common sense, and we all know what to do, but we don't necessarily do it. So I thought I would just bring it to light of what to do and what to consider. If you want to improve, hey, this is the video for you. This is the channel for you. If you don't want to improve, don't watch this channel. And that's pretty much it. But yeah, I thought I would share, what switched for me and how I went from a depressed, uneducated, unmotivated loser to, hey, I'm on the path to success, and I believe that, right? I'm genuinely fulfilled in life right now and happier than I've ever been. And I truly believe that putting others before yourself is the number one thing that matters in changing your situation. That's the number one thing. And number two, having long-term goals that are worth achieving. And number three, taking the action, putting your energy, your effort into achieving those things that you want and those goals that you've set. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have to say. And like I said, I really appreciate you if you watch the video. Once again, I'm going to keep saying it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future. God bless you. Have a great day. Peace out.